But yeah, we're glad to have everyone here. We know, I feel like everyone on the Twitter space, but if you just give us like a super quick intro of and what you do, that would be useful. Probably starting with Quinton.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys. Sorry for the technical issues. It means it can only get better from here. So that's positive. I'm the head of marketing and growth at Zano.
Hey guys, I'm Gonzalo, Zano's community manager.
Nice. Pavel.
I don't think Pavel is joining us today. I'm, by the way, Andrei, known as Zoidberg. I'm co-founder of Zano and core developer.
Nice. And Thais, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Sure. So last year I joined the team to help out with the socials. Currently I'm managing the Twitter, and yeah, so far so good.
Nice. Thanks for the quick intro.
Confirm.
Yep, we can. Yes.
Nice. Thank you so much for the introductions. And we ended the year with a blast, and we started it even stronger because we were mentioned by Roger and Aaron Day, who we had on the last Twitch space on multiple occasions. And I feel like it generated a lot of traction and attention towards Zano, but more importantly, towards the privacy ecosystem. So, Gonzalo, I would love to hear your take on how do you feel about it, and how do you feel about the fact that Zano has been gaining a lot more exposure, especially within the mainstream media.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away when I watched the Tucker Carlson interview. I thought we were going to be mentioned, like maybe briefly, but Roger went all in and explained Zano and conventional layer, and it just so great that we got out like that.
Nice. And Pavel, did you feel the same way, or is there anything
Pavel
else that you would
here,
like
Ivan.
to add? Oh, sorry, guys.
Andre,
nice. Quinton, would you like to add anything to it?
Yeah, sure. I was just very happy to see it all happen. Yeah, I mean, we've been working so hard for a long time already. So it's just great to see that Zano is growing so fast now, and that we've been mentioned on all of these platforms. I really noticed a huge influx of new users as well on all of our platforms. Also, I shared in the last monthly project update, I believe, that you can find on our blog. You can see the numbers there. Most of the engagement numbers went up over 1,000%. So yeah, can't say that I'm not happy with it, man.
Zano also reached an all-time high transaction count, just 2 days ago. So
yeah, how much was that?
I think over 5,000 in a day.
That's cool. It's good. It's very good for Zano. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, guys. And another update and something that we recently is the Zano Messenger. So, Andre, could you just tell us a bit more about it from a technical perspective before we talk about the utility behind it?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't get because you was interrupted somehow on my side.
Oh, yeah, so the Zano Metrics Messenger.
Yes. What is the question? Sorry. Yes, the messenger is
if
there.
you just talk us through the technical details and how is that different than me using any other platform, especially Web2 platforms. Why is it more secure, and how do you provide this extra layer of security due to the Zano technology?
Actually, that's not something that we developed. We use Matrix as a open source protocol that been existed like for many years. By now, there is a bunch of teams that create a messenger for this protocol. Also, there is a open source servers. Few version of servers exist. We use Synapse Matrix server. It's open source server, and we basically we noticed that this protocol is very popular between crypto community, especially in privacy enthusiasts. So we did a little research. In the possible way of customization, and we wanted to. We always, since the beginning, since the very beginning, people was asking when aliases will be used in Messenger and stuff like that. So we wanted to connect these two things all together, and we basically not building any additional layer of security. I wouldn't say it this way. We just creating something for Zano users to have a home for secure chatting protocol. For just they know that the team that is behind the project also running the server, and I believe it's a good thing to have, and it's federalized, so you can also chat with whoever is using other servers. That's the basic architecture of Matrix protocol. So anyone can install they even call it home server. Everyone can launch their own server, and it's kind of architecture of email system, but optimized for quick messaging and for calls and for all this stuff. So yeah, that's what we did, and we just created like a layer of authentication where people can claim their nicknames from Dana network. So if you was doing some deals with someone before and send money to the alias, you can also find this person on the messenger, and you know that it's exactly the same person who he was dealing before, and you can speak with them, and it stays very private and anonymous. That's what is messenger. But just want to stress it again, we didn't build the messenger software. We're using open source server, and we just explaining users what messengers are possible to use. There is a bunch of different messengers. So we use mostly Element Messenger, but there is a bunch of others. So we don't have actually any even preference. That's what it is.
Thanks for explaining that to me. And can someone from the team that has used it run me through the entire process of onboarding and whether that's easier to do it? Can I do it with my email? And is it as seamless as we will see at other messaging platforms?
No, there is no emails involved in this. You basically use your wallet that you're running on the desktop, and of course you don't. Yeah, just want to make it clear, we don't share any of your private keys with anything on our servers. It doesn't work this way. You just prove that you're owning this key. So extension get from backend some random text string that you need to sign with your key, and then with this way you prove that you're the owner of this private key, and then it gives you an option to create the password for the name. In this way you basically claim your alias name that you already own in the Zano network. That's as simple as it is. It's like as simple as we could do. That's it.
Let me also add here a little bit that because last time it was I think it was like internal beta usage, and now that's open for use for everyone. So you can go to messenger.zano.org. And then you just follow the steps there to connect yourself with the Zano Matrix server. And the beautiful thing about it is that since you have to log in with your alias, we have also been able to add it to the Explorer. So you can go to explorer.zano.org and you can go to the aliases there. And then there's this little icon that you can click on next to someone's alias to connect with this person over the Zano Matrix server, so that you can, connect with anyone in the Zano ecosystem in a secure way. So that's really cool. Just wanted to add that. And also ZanoList has made some really easy to follow videos about it. So if you have some trouble with setting it up, you can just go to ZanoList on YouTube, and they have prepared this video for you that walks you through the entire process as well. So you can go do that as well.
I think an aspect that maybe people would overlook is the fact that it is so hard to add to get right the discoverability aspect on the centralized platforms, and this pretty much solves it. Because even though there's not a central server retaining all the identities, it's all on the blockchain. You can just go into the blockchain explorer and message anyone you want. That's not really possible usually in the centralized protocols, and so this is an issue that Alice has solved.
Yeah, totally. And there's the beauty of no spam. Like I love it for that reason alone as well. I mean, we've all seen it with Telegram and Discord. There's a lot of bots and accounts that as soon as a user needs help, there's malicious people via accounts that are not even in our groups that reach out to these people in private, trying to extract value from them, scam them in some way. And this doesn't really happen on the Matrix server. You need to log in yourself via your alias. So I haven't seen anyone, any scammers or people with malicious intent, at least, that have access to the Matrix server so far. So you can just have spam and scam-free conversations there, which is awesome.
Yeah, we could even use it for voting, because that way people can no longer manipulate polls.
Yes, I mean they still could if you create.
Yeah, but you have to put a bunch of money.
Yeah,
you have to put your. So it makes it way harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice, thanks, guys. That was a really good discussion, and I want us to move to the next really good update, and that's that the Zano ecosystem was tagged on CoinGecko as trending. And I would love to know, what do you contribute this to? Probably Theis would love to hear from you, because I know that you've been putting a lot of effort behind the social media accounts and coming up with very interesting narratives and posts. So yeah, could you just run me through it?
Let me rectify you real quick, Ivan. This topic was about the Zano ecosystem tag that we have on CoinGecko. So there's like this, you have tags there, and we now have our own tag, the Zano ecosystem tag. So like projects that launch on Zano can be listed on CoinGecko and under the Zano ecosystem tag.
Oh, nice. Thanks for clarifying that. But I also, when I type down Zano, it's one of the trending projects right now. But yeah,
really? On CoinGecko?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, of course, that's great news, Ivan. Regarding your question, I think it's great. The more assets eventually we get on the protocol, on the blockchain, the better. And Bennett is, of course, a good first example. So yeah, I'm really excited to seeing more projects being built on the project on Zano, of course, as well. And I think it will be a great contribution to the socials as well this year. I think it's going to be huge for Zano with all the projects being built. Of course, we have Karma, the stablecoin being built, and I'm sure other projects will follow as well. So really excited to contribute to this as well. I think Zano will get an extreme boost in the socials the coming months for sure.
No, Thanks for that. And Quinton, on what you were explaining earlier on, could you elaborate on what are the benefits from that for the projects they're building within the Zano ecosystem?
Yeah, the main reason, the main benefit is just exposure. So if you go to coin, like we're trying to have the same on Coin Market Cap, because they are essentially the two biggest coin trackers. But if you go to CoinGecko, for example, and you can find projects built on Ethereum, for example, they have the Ethereum ecosystem tag. Then you know that that project is built on Ethereum's blockchain. So now the same can be done with Zano. So if you are, if you release a confidential asset on Zano and it's listed on a centralized exchange, you can apply for a listing on CoinGecko. And then your project will appear there, and you can just list it under the Zano ecosystem umbrella, and then people can just go to the Zano ecosystem tab on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and find all the projects that are built on Zano that have a centralized exchange listing. At least that's mandatory to appear there, because they have to track it from some centralized exchange. But then you can just easily find them there. I believe the Zano Bazaar, they have their own currency called Rex or something. They also wanted to integrate it with the Zano Bazaar, and so maybe that one will be added to CoinGecko at some point under the Zano ecosystem page as well. Maybe confidential layer, Karma, and who knows what else? What people will build on Zano in 2025.
Yeah, that's really good news. Yeah, absolutely. More exposure for projects building on Zano is essential, because that's how you grow the ecosystem. And talking about it, we have got some really good integrations that we've completed over the last month. And the first one, of course, is the Stealth Exchange. So, Quinton, would you like to run me through it, the entire application, the benefits of it, and how it would be beneficial for the community overall?
Yeah, sure. So StealthX is another swap exchange, swap platform, like that we have seen with Exolix or Let's Exchange or the other ones. So essentially, it's just another place for people to swap Zano again, making Zano more widely available. And we can do some co-marketing activities with them. We will do that as well. So yeah, it's great.
Nice. And the other one is No One's app will integrate Zano. Who would like to give me an update on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just in the list of ongoing integrations. I don't think we have gotten an update about that. I've seen Ray Youssef, the CEO of No One's app, he tweeted about Zano last week. So, and I, as far as I'm aware, they're still working on the integration. No One's is just a great platform, great app that especially people from Africa use, where you can do peer-to-peer trades. They have even a spot exchange integrated, I believe. It's also a wallet at the same time, so you will be able to hold your Zano on there if you wish as well. So yeah, great multi-purpose app for Zano.
Nice. And Quinton, while I have you on the mic, could you give me the latest update on Cake Wallet? I know that it's in testing right now.
Yeah, it's been in internal testing for a while. Latest update I got from it is that it's pretty much ready. So they're going to move it to beta stage, I believe. It's the last update I got from them, so it shouldn't really be far out anymore. I have a meeting with Vic from Cake Wallet in a few days. So we're just gonna I'll have more updates on the next Inside the Zano-Verse episode. I still expect it to go live, hopefully end this month, but maybe February is also better indication. But it should be far off.
Thanks for that. And the title of this space is What Will 2025 Bring for Zano? So it would be nice for us to talk about the roadmap and what technical developments, but also on the marketing side, we would like to see within the Zano ecosystem. And for the audience, it would be nice for you to then towards the end of this, share with us what you would like to see, but also ask some questions. So it will probably be a good time to start thinking about questions or even suggestions of how Zano can improve, because we all can improve, and that's the only way that we can become better. But just to bring you back on the roadmap items, consensus improvement is something that we've been talking quite a lot internally and we would like to achieve within Q1, Q2. And Andre, I think you're best placed to run us through it and explain why this is such an important thing for the Zano ecosystem.
Why? I don't know how to put it, because that's the reason crypto exists, basically, to transact, to make sure the transaction is secure and that the history never got changed. And this job actually is done by consensus. I mean, from my perspective, consensus is one of the the most important part of the crypto, which is basically create the foundation for any blockchain project. And we've been working a lot on consensus, and we had a few iterations before. Even proof of stake is a big step for us, was a big step. And recently, we were working on another proposal idea that was transformed a little bit. Originally, I had some thoughts how we can build a more secure way to a more reliable way to keep transaction history safe. And originally, I asked Core, it's the person who used to be lead developer in Monero. He stepped back a little bit recently, but I asked him to do peer review, and he actually found some issues there. So we had a few iterations, and we improved this. And then I asked a few people to review it, and then we hired this company, it's named Common Prefix, to do the peer review. And I had a call with them at December. I was on vacation traveling there, and we had a call, and we faced situation when they say that documentation that we have is actually not enough, because they use very academic approach. What they do is actually they put every single rule of consensus, everything that you have in consensus, in some sort of mathematical language. And then what they do is by putting this into this language, they can actually prove, mathematically prove, if this algorithm is sound, if it's reliable, if it's have these particular properties that we want to have it. So I really like this approach. We never worked with a company that do such things before for consensus. I know that with the cryptography part that Val was doing, they do such things, and this is really big part of security or whatever you do if you have this formal proofs. But we never had this in a consensus. And when they explained this to me, we figured out that we have a lack of documentation, because in Zano we have even the fork choice rule that we have now is very different from anything else. And they say that they never faced this type of fork choice rules, because it's some sort of cumulative. It doesn't take cumulative difficulty in compare from the genesis. Just take two subchains and have a equation system to figure out which one is better suited. So what we decided to do is to provide more documentation, because I don't know how to write this formal descriptions in mathematical language. So what I did is basically re-implemented our consensus in the pseudocode in the form of JavaScript, so they can actually read it through the code. Because I mean, they cannot. It's not. It would be really hard if we put them and point them. Hey, here is the source code in C++. Take a look on this, and they will spend like ages to read the C++ code because it have a lot of history in it, the different hard forks, a lot of optimizations, a lot of architectural constructions that create. I mean, there is a lot of things. So they got lost in C++ code, and it's going to be forever, and it also will cost us a lot. So we agreed that I create like a pseudocode written in JavaScript that basically just have a only consensus part of it. And what I did is I rewrote our consensus as it works now. And also I created the second version that kind of implements this proposal. And that took few days. Also, I reread all the materials that I had and I read the code just to make sure that everything I do is correct. And I just sent it them recently, probably 2 days ago. They say that that's good enough, so they can work with this. And I'm really excited about this because what they do, they create formal description of this consensus in a very academic language, so we can even share it with other researchers which has a more academic background. And after this, they will provide some formal proofs if it's sounded, if it's reliable, or they're gonna find some issues and propose us how we can fix it if we can, or they will find some like a totally critical stuff, and we will not give up, but we will start from the beginning probably. So that's what was going on recently about consensus, and it's taking more time than it's planned, but I'm really excited. I really like this approach that the guy have. They very focused on details. They have a lot of experience in doing these things, so this type of thing. So I think it's going to be very productive, and I hope it's going to work out, and we will have a because the coding part is actually not that big. There is not much things to code. It can be coded in 1 week or maybe in a few days, but we just have to figure out if it is what we think it is. Because if we miss something, it can cost a project a lot. So yeah, fingers crossed. I hope it's gonna work out.
And just to take a step back from this, my understanding of consensus mechanism is that it's essentially a set of rules that govern how the state of a blockchain and essentially the transactions within a blockchain are verified. And currently, Zano has a proof of stake and proof of work consensus mechanism. So when we talk about the improvement of it, could you just on a very high level explain to me what exactly are you planning to improve and how, and what exactly will be the direct impact of it on the blockchain?
Yeah, I'm happy to do this actually. Yeah, we will still have a hybrid consensus. The problem is, I can explain it really quick. So there is the first part of the consensus is a fork choice rule, and the fork choice rule at the core of this, as I said, it's a system of two equations that you put the numbers in it. This equation, this formulas, they create a kind of asymptotic curve. I have it in the paper. You can take a look on this. The idea of this curve is to create high resistance on changing ratio between proof of work and proof of stake. So attacker cannot change this ratio by performing attack. For example, if we have a if he have unlimited amount of proof of work power, he will likely be doing the consensus attack by using proof of work. And this formula that's hold this fork choice rule, it's actually creating resisting to it. And this new formula, it's even more asymptotically resistant. So for example, if you have even 10% of proof of stake, you would need like an insane, like impossible amount of proof of work hash power. So we want to have it like to do the proof of work focused attack, you would need something like a 30% of hash power. And with this hash power, you still need like a 100x100 of proof of work hash power. But this, even if we have this, it will be extremely effective consensus model, because you would need to somehow buy or get 30% of supply, which is crazy amount of money in terms of attack. I mean, it's going to be attack that costs like tens of millions dollars, which is great, right, for consensus, because I mean, most of consensuses, even for Bitcoin, it's I think it's we can make a quick calculation, but Bitcoin is proof of work, and it's not as good as everybody and most of the people think. So, but the problem happens when you have this asymptotic, highly resistant curve. The problem is that you can use proof of stake hash power multiplication over proof of work, which is still possible with the current model. That's the biggest problem that we're trying to solve, because right now you can rebuild, regenerate. If you can have, for example, unlimited amount of proof of work hash power, you can regenerate new staking blocks, or checking your chances for getting new staking blocks by just regenerating previous block, because it's part of stake kernel. I'm just little technicality. Sorry. So what this proposal do, it actually introduce new formula that is more resistant and create this asymptotic resistance curve against changing the ratio between proof of work and proof of stake. And the second part, we're trying to solve the problem of proof of stake multiplication over proof of work by complicating the kernel and stake modifier structures. And that's what I have in the paper. Describe it. We create the set of bits taken from a random position of proof of work blocks back in like a 200 or 300 or 500 blocks back. So this, I hope this will complicate the possible manipulations, and likely gonna make these attacks impossible. That's the basically technicality behind this proposal.
Thanks for explaining that to us, and hopefully we haven't lost the part of the audience that are not developers. And for those of you that are struggling to follow, you can, or we can definitely get this full recording and share with you. Just reach out to myself or Quinten, and if you have any questions on the technical part, we can share with Andre, or we can just ask him directly. I'm sure that he'll be more than happy to answer any technical questions. I know that Zano is also doing a grant program. So Quinten, could you just tell me a bit more about it and how you're going to choose the projects that you're planning to subsidize?
Yeah, sure. We haven't really decided on much of the details, but what it comes down to is basically to give people a possibility to acquire funding for building on top of Zano. So, but the reason why we're waiting with this at the moment is because we want to set a few good examples. So, for example, confidential layer, would love to have that go live, which should go live soon, by the way. And then Aaron Day is working on Karma, the gold-backed stablecoin built on Zano. I believe Kexploit is still working on the bazaar. So you have a marketplace working on Zano. So we just want to have a number of these. You have Bandit, of course, as well. Have a number of projects that run on Zano already, so that people have a good idea and understanding of the types of things that you can, the depths that you can build on top of Zano. And then the grant program is to, really kickstart that ecosystem growth for Zano, so that people can, send in their proposals that we can then review and then assign grants. If they go through the what's the right word?
Application process.
Yeah, application process. That's right. Thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much what it will be in a nutshell. We're also working on at least me and Pavel have spoken about this. Is maybe going to be called the Zano Genesis platform, where people can send in their own proposals. It will be like a website, like a forum style website, where people can, make their own proposals and suggestions, and then discuss about it in like some forum style platform. And then have auditable wallets integrated, so that you could. It's essentially like a crowdfunding platform, so that even outside of the Zano core team, people could, come together and suggest their ideas, what they want to realize and would like to see to be built on top of Zano, and then people can chip in. And when the funding goal is reached, then these developers that want to build on Zano can realize this idea. So these two things will likely also be interconnected. Then you also have the Zano governance program, or the Zano governance system, that essentially allows people to stake with their staking power, so with their output. So like if each output is one vote, so you could say like as small as 0.01 Zano could be a vote. And maybe we could also interconnect this with the grants program, so that the community, the stakers, actually have a vote in the proposals and then where some of the funding should go. But these are all details that should still have to be decided. But this is the general idea that we have in mind right now for all of this.
Thanks for that. Gonzalo, I just noticed that you unmute your microphone. I'm not sure whether you'd like to add anything to it.
Oh, no. I'm cool.
And Thais, on the grant program, if projects needs any help with their social media exposure, what do you think would be the best advice on how to do it? And I know that you spend a lot of time on Twitter, and most of us that consider ourselves Web3 native, we clicking and scrolling.
Yeah, so when shove comes to push, and when actually projects start building on Zano, we'll have to see by then, to be honest. But of course, I would love, and I think the whole marketing team would love to give them guidance on how to market their project. But when we're talking about like really big projects starting to build on a blockchain, of course, they can expect that they will have their own marketing team, dedicated marketing team, to market their project. That doesn't mean we can collaborate. That's why we're here, of course. And yeah, I would love to help with that, of course. Really excited about it as well. So yeah, pretty stoked.
Thanks. And the final item on our roadmap, not the final item, but the final item that we'll discuss today, is the dynamic fees. And Andre, could you just tell us a bit more about that? And when are you planning to implement that? But first, explain what dynamic fees are.
Dynamic fees is something like Ethereum or basically all EVM chains have. So it's just a system that keeps the transaction fee relatively low when the demand is low, and when it's getting more and more users or some spikes, it just protects the network from flooding with dynamically raising the fees. But we didn't implement it yet, unfortunately. We're still pushing it back because we have a like we always have some stuff to do, which is like a more urgent. We probably it's probably not really good because we was lucky that before we didn't have that much transactions yet, but we should prioritize it better, I think. I don't know what Val think about this. I think he would agree with me that we should put it in a higher priority in the next months.
We will definitely consider this. Yeah, I think this is very important considering the high volume of transaction. So yeah, I think by the next Zano-Verse, probably we will be able to update on this topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the update and committing to it on a live Twitter space. Quinton, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, it just becomes more important and urgent. I've seen some community members talk about it because, of course, the price of Zano has risen so much over the last couple of months. So now the flat fee of 0.01 Zano comes down to like the current price, like $15, which is quite expensive already. So it would be good to lower it, if the circumstances allow it.
Thanks. And for the final part, we would like to have an open mic and give members of the community to ask questions and interact with the team. Quinton, would you be able to take it from here and ideally check the Discord and the rest of the social media platforms that people can ask their questions?
Yeah,
I'll be on the look. But I think we should also talk about Bitcoin.com. Quinton?
Yeah, I mean, there was the list for points to discuss today was actually quite large, so we weren't able to get to all of it. But hey, we're already 50 minutes in, so maybe it's better to push some of these things back a little. I will just briefly mention some things on the topics that were highlighted that should maybe be mentioned. So Zano is getting a new exchange listing soon, so that will be exciting. Can't really say which exchange when, but there's a new one coming, so that's exciting. And also the guy from Zanox is here in the audience. We announced it earlier this week. Zanox is a new swap platform that allows you to swap like over 1,200 currencies to Zano, I believe. And some people had questions about it because it's entirely new, and you kind of put trust in the platform that you use, so it can be considered as risky. So it would be that's why it's nice to give Zanox the opportunity to answer any questions if they have any questions for Zanox. I will invite him on stage. Let's see. He already requested it. Great. Then he can maybe tell us a little more about Zanox and who he is and what was his reasoning to launch Zanox and all of that. Zano. I will call you Zanox person for now. Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you doing?
How are you doing today, gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Always happy to surprise that.
I cannot really hear you properly. Can you get closer to your mic?
Just tell me. Hold on, just y'all. I'm in motion. Real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Just a second.
All right, all right. Meanwhile, let's have a look in the chats. Gonzalo, have you seen any questions yet?
Not yet.
Me neither. If you have any questions, you can request to come on stage or ask your question in the Telegram or Discord or Matrix server. I'm just checking them all right now. See if there's any questions for us or anything that you would like to discuss. It's all welcome.
While we're waiting, I can comment a little bit on our bug bounty program that we decided
yeah.
to open. I mean, we had it all forever, but it never was formally described anywhere. So, as was advised by Luke Parker, we decided to go to the platform that called Immunify, if I'm pronouncing it right, which is focused actually on the blockchain projects. And I just had a chat with them, and I'm having a call tomorrow with someone from them, and I hope they got listed as there, so we can put the bug bounty, and it's going to be more formalized process for us, which we were. I mean, it's a shame that we didn't have it before. It's probably my fault. I didn't pay enough attention to this because, I mean, I was a little bit skeptical because we had like a lot of people coming and claim that they found something, and then it's turned out that all they do is just doing DDoS attack or something just to squeeze some money from us. But it's yeah, we should do it, and I hope it's gonna work out, and we're gonna have it by next week or a little bit later.
Yeah, and let me add that why that's important. It's just good to create some incentive for people to look at the code that the Zano devs push. You know, it's fully open source, so people can check our code. But it's no secret that our team is relatively small, so the more eyes we can have on our code, the better. You know, so that's why it's great to have a bug bounty program in place for that.
Yep. Actually, if we're gonna put the bounty from the dev fund, but if anyone willing to contribute to this program, anyone is welcome to donate to increase the bounty. The bigger is bounty, the more researchers it will attract, and the better product we will have after all. So everyone is welcome.
I guess I have a question for the Zano team, especially for Fel or Andre, and it is about a very recent topic regarding quantum computing. So, how does Zano deal with the threat of quantum computing coming to crypto as a whole, right? So it's not just Zano; it's also other cryptocurrency, other chains. So that's my question. If you have an answer for me.
I don't have a good answer for you for now. I think, I mean, my answer is simple. As far as I know, all crypto is working on an elliptic curve, and there's basically all these projects are affected by quantum computer. But I think Val can comment on this and give some more input on this. Val?
Yeah, this is very interesting topic. Thank you for the question. Indeed, recent updates like introducing the new processor, quantum processor, Willow, as far as I know it called, highlights this topic and highlights its importance because we all understand that the future in which quantum computer will be able to solve some cryptographical challenges is very near and maybe closer than we previously thought. So it's very important topic for the entire industry, and many projects, as we can see, looking for solutions and actively researching this field. And I would like to mention that ongoing research on full chain membership proof that Monero researchers are performing at that moment. And we are closely watching this process because we also would like to use this technology in Zano in future. Actually, this allows some kind of quantum resistance because it will be based on the technology that is called elliptic tree. And basically, it means that instead of just using one elliptic curve and using one cryptographical principle, you will be using more complex cryptographic principle, like to be very, very simple, in simple words. And hopefully, if we will be able to use this technology in Zano in future, which is not clear at that moment because we still research is ongoing in the background, and Zano has more complex mathematics than Monero uses at that moment because of our consensus, Hebrew consensus, and because of Zircanum, and also because of the confidential assets. All these things actually implemented using more complex math. But if eventually we end up with a solution and we elaborate some kind of adaptation of the technology in Zano, it will also increase our resistance for future quantum computing advisors. So I would like say that in this year, I hope that we will see more clearly what can be done, and hopefully some directions and maybe some plans, maybe some even papers will be released from our side that will start this process.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting. Yeah, it's obviously a big threat for crypto as well. When these governments are like, I guess, adding so much funds to research. They're putting a lot of funds into research regarding this quantum computer technology, right? Especially like big countries like China and the US, that could supposedly form a threat for crypto as well. And then you have to look like which cryptocurrencies do these governments hate the most, right? And then it's quite an easy find. Um, uh, Obviously, privacy coins, right? So that's why I'm very interested in this topic, and thank you for your answer.
Yeah, I would like also to add that if this happens, it will actually hit the whole industry as well. Not the privacy coins, but like normal coins like Bitcoin as well. And so every project in crypto more or less have to deal with these challenges in future. And also the important topic is so-called retroactive history, recreative looking. For instance, if at some point some project change the technology to quantum resistant cryptography, all the data that is already in blockchain and that is encoded using previous old-fashioned cryptography will be in future susceptible to quantum attacks, and possibly that like privacy of the nowadays privacy coins might be compromised by this, like might be compromised in their past of their blockchain. So it's another interesting topic, because you have not to only look in the future and how to stop hackers of the future of stealing coins, but you also need to looking at the past and the present. Yeah, I would say that like that, at the present, because the hackers of the future probably will be able to know much more about what is happening now, and even they probably will be able to hack the transactions and the coins that is being transferred nowadays in non-privacy coins. So it's very complex, yeah, and we will need to deal with it. So I think that this year will be a lot of efforts and a lot of works, a lot of papers about this, and from Zano team as well.
Great. Thank you for your answer, Val. Anyone that would like to add something on that topic, or? Because if not, then we can get back to Zano-X. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. We can hear you better now. Great.
All right, awesome.
How are you doing?
Excellent. I am doing well. Like I said, always happy to talk about Zano. I think as a project, it's awesome. I mean, I've been a part of the security-centric crypto community. Well, I was part of the crypto community since SR1, way back in the day. But I think that obfuscation technology is like the cornerstone of what makes cryptocurrency awesome, and I think Zano is really carrying the torch there. So, in line with that mentality, I went ahead and have been attempting, or in the process of putting together a way to streamline Zano onboarding, and that is the mentality that birthed Zano-X. So, but what you guys are doing is awesome.
That's great. Thank you for that quick introduction. So, like, how long have you been like in the Zano community for? Like, I've been talking to you for maybe like a couple months now, but
one of my business partners actually brought me the kind of, I guess, shed light. I've traded extensively with Monero and like Zcash in the past. Like I kind of came from the algorithmic trading sector, and or quantitative trading, and one of my business partners had some early information about Zano and wanted my opinion on it. So I started digging into, everything. I think I've read a couple of y'all's LinkedIn's, and the grassroots, like the core people that were developing it, everybody seemed really intelligent. I really liked the community. I saw a lot of positive growth, because I mean, well, you've always got these rug pull, potentials. And anytime someone comes to me with the crypto, I want to be very thorough with respect to my recommendation. And Zano and the core community really kind of looked right on just about every level that I dug in. So I told him that it was a good idea. And little did I know that he had actually been staking and got in very early. I want to say his first foray was when Zano was trading at like 30 cents or something to that effect. And he has a very, very healthy position with you guys. And the more I dug in, the more I was kind of inspired to become part of the community and contribute. So that's, I'd say, from a development perspective, I've been working towards or with you guys for probably the last 3 to 6 months. But this Tucker Carlson is a whole different level. Like, it's about to get big. I think everybody sees it. I think realistically, $100 Zano. I mean, if you look at the market cap of Monero and what it's been able to accomplish, and when you start looking at everything that you guys are doing from the multi-pronged approach with the bazaar, with the messaging, with just the confidential layer, Like, there's just a lot of real world application that you see in Zano that's coming to the forefront that other cryptocurrencies don't really have. And it's just an exciting time to be a part of this community. So,
Yeah, 100%, man. Thank you for highlighting that. And it's great to see, like, community members take the initiative themselves and start building on top of Zano. Because this was like your own idea, like you just reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm working on this, I'm working on that." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Who are you?" And how come? And it's just very cool to see that. So thank you for that. That's amazing. Can you maybe tell us a little bit more on the future plans that you have with Zano-X? Because I know that you are still working on it, like improving it, right?
oh, every day. Right now, we actually, I think I spoke with you about this earlier. We had some people who were apparently attempting to verify our penetration testing or successes, and been working with that. That wasn't my specific area of expertise starting this project, but we evolve and grow as we go. But so right now, I just implemented the chat support, which is it's a flavor of GPT that's trained extensively on all of the Zano documentation and everything with their projects. I've got the human customer service up and running, and then the next plan for about the next month, I'm working on the Sell Zano feature, so that you'll be able to offload Zano as well as onboard Zano as of right now. After that, I believe if we spoke about incorporating aliases, I'd like to incorporate the Zano companion as well. And then after that, I intend on incorporating all the exchanges that currently host Zano and that allow a user to basically like kind of shop depending on the size of their order from each exchange, so that this can all be accomplished without any type of KYC and done, very fluidly. I kind of go back to the SR1 days where Bitcoin was very hard to purchase depending on who you were and where you were in the world. And I think with the Bazaar and the other, like I said, the other prongs you guys are working on, I just kind of want to make the whole, when someone hears about Zano, someone hears about what they can do with Zano to acquiring Zano, is seamless and as streamlined as possible. So if I can be a part of that and make it happen, then I'll be one happy camper.
Great. It's great to hear. And I also think that gives you like an edge over the other swap platforms, right? Like you are building a solution like specifically for Zano in mind, not to just swap like from and to any currency, but like to and from Zano specifically. So it makes a lot of sense to integrate aliases. It would be great if you could just, put in your alias there and swap some Zano to it. And also integrating all of these smaller exchanges that Zano has gives you an edge over the competition, because they generally work only with like Maxi, so that you can essentially offer better rates to people as well, because you pool liquidity from all of the exchanges instead of just one. So I think that's very smart, and I'm thank you for coming on stage to explain this a little more. I also really like the fact that you actually plugged in an AI even before us to the documentation. It's been on our list to have like our own AI agent on the website that you can ask questions about Zano, and then it just provides you answers from the documentation. But sounds like you have been the first one to do that, so that's another. Even if you don't want to swap from Zano, you can still go to Zano-X and ask the AI bot some questions. Am I right?
That is 100% correct.
Great.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome.
It does work really good.
Heck yeah. Well, if anybody moving forward, if anyone has any questions or wants to talk about anything, I'm on the Twitter right here, or you can direct the question to the talk to a human section on the Zano website, Zano-X website. So
awesome. Thank you very much. Can we put a name to the voice, or did you want to share?
Yeah, y'all can call me Derek.
Derek?
Derek's fine. Yes,
Derek. All right.
Fine.
Well, pleasure to meet you, Derek. Thank you for coming on stage.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right. Goodbye. Cool. That was really great. That was awesome. Should we wrap it up for today, or is there anything else that we should discuss? Has anyone asked a question in one of the chats that you have seen, Gonzalo?
No, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, that's been a blast, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Derek, thank you so much for building within the community, building the bot. I'm sure that Gonzalo will reach out to you and ask you for all the tricks and tips. Thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you the second Monday of next month.
Yes, February 10th.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one, and see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening or morning, whatever you have in your place.
Bye.
Thank you.